Good afternoon Internet and welcome to Planet Film. For today's little adventure I'm going to be heading down to the Yorkshire Dales. West Burton Falls will be the first port of call. Hopefully we might move on later to Esgarth, wherever. All depends on what happens on the day. We'll be taking with us the Fuji J680 Mark III medium format camera, selection of lenses, film choice. Well, we'll see what happens when we get down there. Let's go shoot some film. Right then, that's just part of base camp. Hopefully after a productive day. Time to get in the dark room and see what we've got. Okay, here we go. Formatone 132 in Lith Dev. The point we have to watch for here, we'll see a sudden change of tone quite quickly, and what we're looking for is what's called the snatch point. Leave the snatch point a little bit further beyond where you think it's ready to go, as it will look a little darker in reserve. See the image starting to come up now. Turn that noise off, I think. That's better. Okay, as I said, we've got Formatone 132 in Lith Dev. A 4 times overexposure over a normal straight silver gelatin print dev. Here's the image coming up now. Now what we have to be careful, waiting for the snatch point. The snatch point is the point at which the dark tones suddenly start to rush forward as a result of the infectious development of Lith Dev. That's the nature of this beast. You can't panic a little at this stage waiting for the snatch point, because there is a tendency, it does look a little bit darker under the red safe light, and you can't snatch a little bit too early. But having said that, it races ahead, it races along, so you need to, I would say, get it out earlier rather than later, especially until you get the feel for a new batch of paper, which this is for me. Coming up slowly. Constant agitation, of course, fibre-based paper, so we don't want any uneven development. Quite difficult actually, given the extent of the time it's in the tray over normal development. Okay, here she comes. As you can see, the blacks are forming quite quickly now. This is your infectious development. You do worry that contrast is going to be too high as you wait for the mid-tones and highlights to come up, but they'll run along. What you can't see, of course, in here under the safe light is a wonderful warm peachy tone that you'll get, a yellowy peachy tone that you'll get in the highlights and to an extent some of the mid-tones. Black's really coming along now. A bit of an antidote to digital, where all the detail is laid bare, so there's a little bit of, what's the word, a little bit of mystery left for the viewer to imagine. Here we go now. Now, even at this stage, those blacks look really too dark already, but the red light's a bit misleading. They will be dark. Trust me, they will be dark, but not as bad as you would think. Now what I'm watching for here, the cascading fall there. This is West Burton Falls in the Yorkshire Dales. The cascading fall there. I'm just waiting for the highlights. Pretty much ignore the rest because there's not a lot you can do about it. Just watch for those highlights coming up. The blacks are going to run away, but we don't want to snatch it too early and have those highlights blown out. See how you can just see how the details creeping up from the slightly darker tone at the bottom of the cascade, forming on the top of the as Walden Beck comes over the top. There it comes now, just that little bit across the top here. I need to get some more detail in there, hopefully, before everything else runs away. The thing I love about this process is it's very much a fly by the seat of the pants process. Some say it's almost impossible to replicate the same print twice, but if you're careful, it can be done. I've done it in the past. Different developer and paper combination, of course. That was back in the day of Kentmere Art Classic and Lith developer, made by Champion Photochemistry, me and Baker, long gone. Well, what do you think? Yep, that tone's there. I think it's there. Yeah. Into the rinse.